Gordon Lightfoot will be celebrating his 85th birthday on November 17th, 2023. Still active as can be, Lightfoot spends his time when not performing at his home in suburban Toronto. He appears to avoid allowing anyone to talk to him about retirement and still stays on the road for months at a time. He is often referred to as Canada's greatest songwriter and is known internationally as a folk rock legend. Lightfoot's discography comprises 19 studio albums, 3 live albums, 16 greatest hits albums, and 46 singles. Bob Dylan once said, "I can't think of any Lightfoot songs I don't like." And Robbie Robertson from the band called Lightfoot a national treasure. In voter polls, Lightfoot still remains near the top of the list for fan-favorite songwriters with over a dozen top 10 hits. But something took place recently that caused Gordon to rewrite one of his most popular songs. Something that he realized was causing others great pain, additional pain, to an already tragic story. The story started in a 2010 article in the Toronto Star. Convinced by the evidence presented in an episode of the new Canadian made-for-TV documentary series Dive Detectives, airing on the History Channel, Gordon Lightfoot had changed the lyric of his 1976 hit, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, to remove the implication that human error had played a part in the 1975 Lake Superior shipping tragedy, in which 29 lives were lost. The line in the song, which originally was,
"When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, 'Fellas, it's too rough to feed you.' At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, 'Fellas, it's been good to know you.' The captain wired in."
Gordon Lightfoot was only retelling a part of the report that was printed in the papers after the ship sank and an investigation took place. The Star reported a long-disputed marine casualty report, conducted after the tragedy by the U.S. Coast Guard, concluded that improperly serviced cargo hatches caused the giant ore carrier's holds to flood. The original lyrics were part of the story of the ship which sank, and Lightfoot included them in his ballad about the loss of the crew. To many of the families of those who lost loved ones, they were relieved that the documentary finally showed it was not the fault of the crew that the ship sank. It was Mother Nature and a rogue wave that brought the ship down during a fast and unexpected winter storm. Now, when Lightfoot performs the song live, the new lyrics are,
"When summertime came, the old cook came on deck, saying, 'Fellas, it's too rough to feed you.' At 7 p.m. it grew dark and was there. Said, 'Fellas, it's been good to know you.'"
It has always appeared that Lightfoot has been sympathetic to the families of those men who died. The song was a retelling of the tragic loss and a reminder to others of the dangers these men and women take to ship goods throughout the Great Lakes, bordering the United States and Canada every year. Lightfoot said in a release shortly after the documentary aired, "I'm sincerely grateful to the Yap Films for their program, The Dive Detectives, for putting together compelling evidence that the tragedy was not the result of a crew error. This finally vindicates and honors not only all of the crew who lost their lives, but also the family members who survived them." The song has always been a crowd favorite ever since it was released as a single in 1976. And of course, he still performs it at every live show. If you want to learn more about singer-songwriters like Gordon Lightfoot, Billy Joel, Jim Croce, Carly Simon, Carole King, or James Taylor, check out the Rock and Roll Professor website in the description and look at the course series, Singers and Songwriters of Rock, featuring dozens of courses of these amazingly talented storytellers and gifted singers.